Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Today we are finishing up a 6-foot tall white vinyl privacy fence. We wanted to show you the completed job and also give you a couple tips and tricks along the way. We've got some clips that I might try to throw in here to kind of show you how we do a few different things, but here it is to start. The homeowners wanted a 10-foot double gate. So these, on a vinyl fence, a lot of people think that there's a 4x4 post, wooden post inside the actual, right out here. A lot of people think that they actually put a 4x4 wood post inside these, but these are generally hollow. All these line posts, this is a hollow post. It goes like 2.5 to 3 feet in the ground, and there's holes drilled on the bottom of the post that allow concrete to go inside the post so these don't go up and down. We put about 160 pounds of concrete on each post, which is 2 bags generally, sometimes a little more, sometimes really not too much less than that. And that's gonna hold these things in there for a long time. It sucks if you get a call back because somebody hit these with a lawnmower and you gotta take these rails out and pull out 200 pounds of concrete, set a new post. That's a nightmare. So once these are in, they're kind of here to stay. So don't be running into these with your lawnmower and cracking the posts or wrecking them because they suck to replace. But overall, these posts are all hollow, okay? But when we get down to the gate posts, these have a 5-inch aluminum stiffener inside. I wish I had a video to show you, but there's a post inside this that's aluminum, goes in the ground, that holds these up, really sturdy to hang your gates on. This is a 10-foot wide gate. Generally, when you order a 10-foot gate, you set the post opening to 10 foot exactly. So it's going to be 10 foot from inside a post to inside of the post. We use a local supplier and manufacturer for these. This is not like a big box store material. And I would recommend, if you're going to build one of these, find a local supplier, like a contractor, fence supplier in your area that manufactures these. Because a nice upgrade as well, these gates, these are an exterior vinyl, but they have an interior aluminum frame. So these hold up really well. They're not going to sag. And these posts as well get 2 to 3 bags of concrete. Let them set up. We let these set up overnight. Actually 2 days, I think, we were on this job. So we put these gates on today. Give them a little view of kind of this entire job. This was around the entire yard. It was about 30 to 40 panels. Jared's in the back there finishing up our 4-foot single gate. Standard for these is 8 foot on center, so you set these posts exactly 8 foot center to center. We like to dig these holes, essentially like 3 or 4 at a time. We'll set our post, we'll build the panel, all the rails snap in, all the pickets go in, put our next post in, set the concrete, and that's how we go. We don't dig all the holes first and then build them. I've seen guys do that, and that's possible too, but we like to get these, we like to build them as we go, so that we're never off on our spacing, so that we just build these things nice and tight and there's no gaps in between. Jared's throwing on the 4-foot gate. Now these rails, this top rail here, this is hollow. The bottom rail has a metal, I believe these are aluminum as well, or steel sometimes you'll see. I like aluminum better because I've seen where you get steel inserts on the bottom, and over time it'll actually leak like a rust liquid coming out the bottom of the post. So you shouldn't have that problem with aluminum, which is nice. Another thing I would recommend on these, you want to get these U-channels. You can screw in the U-channel to the post, or you can kind of leave it and it'll hold itself in naturally. But these essentially, if you ever get movement in these posts, this will hide the gap between the posts and the pickets. And sometimes if you have to rack these on a big hill or something like that too, it's easy to get gaps. So these kind of just hide the gaps, make everything look a lot more fluid and efficient. Would you quiet down over there, Jared? But yeah, overall, you know, we like to set our posts generally kind of to eye. I like a little bit of a gap underneath the bottom rail. You can get a little bit higher than that if you have bigger dogs. These guys have some pretty small dogs, but you want to leave a gap here so that if you're weed whacking, etc., you can get under it with the weed whacker and maintain your grass still. So there's a couple spots in this yard where it's got right on the ground, which is a little low for me, but you also want the fence to have a nice flow. One thing we like to do, once we get the entire line set, I'll have one guy go down the row with basically a 5-gallon bucket and a 8 to 12 pound sledgehammer and a block of wood. And you take the caps off and you essentially just tap down the tops of the post. Just so you can, just by the eye, you know, you can see it. And if there's stuff that pops up or pops down, you just want to adjust that so you get a nice flow with the yard while maintaining kind of a clear, you know, enough clearance off the ground as well. So this job was about 40 panels. We're here. This is our 3rd day here just to hang the gates. A couple hours this morning, but about 2 days on this. And I think it turned out pretty clean. Vinyl is a good option. It is not quite double the price of wood, but it is up there. I'd say maybe 40-50% the cost of wood. There's pros and cons. I mean, at the end of the day, this is hollow, but they do hold up well. It obviously doesn't rot, but it does have some tendencies. If you hit one of these with a lawnmower or something, you can crack them, you can break them. They move around a little bit in the cold. It does become a little bit more brittle in the cold. So there are pros and cons of this fence, but this thing's going to look like a new fence essentially for forever, as long as you keep it power washed or wipe it down once in a while. So you want maintenance free, you're not scared to spend the money. I think it's worth it. It's a good look as well. But yeah, we'll throw in some clips of some of the build process here, but just wanted to show you what we're up to the last couple days. And there she is.